What makes a person boring? When their personality is just talking about how much they work. A bore is someone who deprives you of solitude without providing you with company. Oscar Wilde. Answering questions but never asking them or attempting to continue the conversation. Give folks a chance and try and understand just a little at a time. You do not know what gems you may unearth. One example I will give is the work I did with young adults who have been through traumatic events. One, in particular, was very insular and isolated. You had to invest a lot of time and develop trust before communication even started. Eventually, they opened up and trusted me. After many months of effort. And was the most vibrant and enthusiastic person about their interests. This was only in one-to-one sessions and within a safe space. It was infectious, and I also started to research their interests. As they were intriguing, I learnt a lot. But put them into the canteen with the others though. And they shrunk back into a corner. Silent. It was about trust and consistency. To an outsider, I could have interpreted this as boring. Edit. Thank you for taking time to read this and for the awards and messages. I will add some updates to the questions below. Being too repetitive is very boring. If you hear the same thing over and over, you grow weary. When some lacks curiosity, absolute no sense of humor, having no opinions of their own, basing their whole personality around supporting a political candidate. Is there really nothing better to focus on in life? Having no hobbies or interests. Is narrow-minded and unwilling to try or accept anything new or different. And also thinking that anyone who doesn't think like them is weird. Having no interests. I can generally have a conversation about almost anything with somebody as long as they're really interested in it. It's always interesting to learn new things from people who are passionate about something. I've never understood how some people seemingly have no interests. Being a buzzkill. Always pissy and annoying. If they only talk about themselves and not let you talk about yourself. Always staring at their phone, even when with friends. Why the fuck are y'all describing me here? Lack of self-awareness or critical thinking when talking. They can talk too much. They can talk too little. But if nothing is being added by them, they're just repeating things they've heard. I can go look at Wikipedia anytime. What do you think about this? Why is it interesting to *you? Too many people substitute interesting tidbits or gossip for a personality. Talking about the same thing constantly. I don't think I know any boring person. I know a lot of people who are looking to be entertained by others though, and that isn't fair to anyone. When they see one person being liked for something, they copy whatever that person is doing. No chance to even form a personality of their own. Just jumbled up from everyone else. Being linear in your thought process. Which I guess is a fancy way of saying don't be stupid. I have one friend in particular that takes everything at face value. His go-to is, why does everything have to be philosophical? I'm not the smartest person. But I'm definitely curious about shit. For instance, we will watch a movie. He will talk about how great so-and-so was. But as soon as I talk about what the scene was about, or how the actors interacted off-set, etc., he gets angry. I don't know how to describe it. The one-liners of, K, lol, yay. Doing or saying things that don't interest the observer or listener. Sorry to be so general. Boring is a pretty subjective thing. People can talk at length about embroidery and clothes etc., and I'll be bored. Even if I respect their interest. But I could have an animated discussion about anime or the Final Fantasy franchise or the Wheel of Time, but someone who doesn't care about those things will find me boring if I talk about it. Someone lacking curiosity, making everything about them, only talking about things that interest them and not being able to find common ground. I knew a girl in Alanon who only wanted to talk about her parents' divorce and how her mother deserted her when she was a child. I found out her mother fought for custody of her, but instead she chose to live with her father bc she was a teenager and he let her do whatever she wanted. When someone has no interests in anything. Alternatively, when someone is a fun sucker. Like it's cool that you're serious and can't let loose for a minute. But you being uptight doesn't mean you get to dictate how I conduct myself. If you wouldn't act that way, that's fine. But if I want to have a laugh and be a bit silly, then I'm going to. Always complaining about something or nothing positive to say. When they dry text. When you're messaging with someone that is dry, automatically you find the person to be boring because they aren't engaging in a conversation. Getting opinions from Reddit. Selfishness. Extreme predictability. Always negative. Picky eater. No hobbies. Only likes one specific genre of music. Won't try anything new.